What is up today, YouTube? So as promised, today is handboarding versus fingerboarding. If you guys don't know, fingerboard, handboard, both tiny skateboards, both mimic what a skateboard can do. But let's compare and contrast them a little bit. So of course, this is 1,000,000 times more mobile than this. This can still fit in your pockets, your backpacks, and it is a very mobile thing to have, whereas this is even more mobile. This you could probably put in your wallet if you really wanted to. On top of that, the obstacles for fingerboarding are significantly smaller for you to actually fingerboard, as where my homemade obstacles or the ones I've won in competitions and that, like my quarter pipes, I require about an 8-foot table. So in the edit you will see I have an 8-foot table, and it takes at least 5 feet to film a very appealing clip where there is roll up and roll away. If you have a small space, now you can of course do it just stationary, and you need a lot less space, but in most retrospect, you need a lot more space than on a fingerboard. So mobility is 100% won by fingerboarding, but for easiness, that is 100% won by handboarding. So I've been handboarding for many years now, and I've been sponsored for many years for handboarding. And fingerboarding I've been doing probably 3 times longer. Now I don't have as much practice in as a handboard, but I'm still terrible at fingerboarding. Okay, you know what? I'm better than, we'll just say, a beginner, but I'm nowhere near intermediate. As where on this, I can compete with the best of the world. But I watch a lot of videos on handboarding, and I see a lot of people in real life pick up a handboard for the first ever time, and they can roughly do a couple different shove-it variations and maybe a kickflip day one. Even when I originally started and I was double slapping the handboard, I did a kickflip day one, I did a dolphin flip day one, and then it was only about 2 or 3 days in I was doing kinda okay tray flips and varial flips, as where on this could take years to master a kickflip, and I still am not masterful at kickflips on this. So it is much easier to learn handboarding. That's what attracted to me a lot more, because I had done a ton of fingerboarding and still is just really bad at it. But when I started to see handboardings, I'm going, well, I don't have to contort 2 fingers anymore. I can use my entire hands, and it made it significantly, easier to progress a lot quicker. So one is way more mobile, one is a lot easier to learn. In the same sense, you can do more tricks on a handboard. Not that people cannot do 360s, like actual backside 360s, not on fingerboard, but you do have to start with like your wrist twisted, as where on this, I can start from a normal position, and by contorting my body, I can do a normal 360. It seems like some people have issues with that, but it's actually not that difficult. So there is more trick possibilities. And the last thing I will say about handboarding compared to fingerboarding is, in my experience, I have never learned a trick on a fingerboard that has helped me in real skating, but I have actually learned skateboard tricks from handboarding. Why is this like something that sounds weird? Is because I do a lot of heel flips on this, and I actually ended up in a challenge with a very professional filmmaker for skateboarding, Brett Novak, and because of handboarding, I was able to learn no comply heel flips, where I would do a no comply and actually slap the board forward, and that is the exact same motion I do on a handboard. I know I said one more thing, but one more thing. While the obstacles are a lot smaller for this, and that makes it a lot easier to have a park compared to one single obstacle, this one, you could at least do small obstacles, but you could also do big ones. So I just recently did a video where I did a switch flip down a legitimate 4 stair, and I could probably do it down a 7 stair. So you can actually handboard down real street spots. And of course, then you could also do it on small things. So that's the differences between them. So the edit you're about to watch now is, I believe, 7 tricks I picked to do on a fingerboard. And then I upgraded the tricks to the best of my abilities, flipping in and flipping out with the handboard. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. And as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Enjoy the edit, please. Have a great day.